Hello everyone, I'm Artisan, and this is a little tutorial and small history lesson I whipped up together to help improve builders' palettes for building and give them some cool ideas based on the use of old style and present style architecture. There will be some terms, but you really don't need to know them too much. It's just kind of what they look like. The culture of people we will be looking at mainly are the Greeks, who created the iconic pillars that you see around many buildings and almost every build you see in Minecraft. To create a great pillar, it's best to know what parts of the pillar and how they go together to complement your build. A lot of people say Roman style is what they're using when they build like giant colosseums and big buildings in Minecraft, and the actual style originated in Greece, and the Romans just used their style later on to build bigger things because their culture was more successful. When looking at these pillars I made here, you can see the difference in detail by the wedges that they have on top. More left to right, they are different time periods, from the oldest to the left, and latest being to the right. The one on the far left is known as the Doric order, which is seen on more popular buildings. You can actually see it nowadays. It's very simple. It's the most basic of the pillars, and it's really nice to put along walls, and you can make nice pillars for bridges and openways too. If you make your build out of these pillars, it will give off the appearance of old Greek buildings, which is much plainer and less diverse than later in history. The second pillar is known as the Ionic order. In the Greek timeline, this is when the Greeks started having a lot of flourishing culture, and they had a lot of success, and through their artistic style they picked up from their sculptures and painting they were making, they created this order which is more diverse and creative. The difference between this order and the Doric is the wedges they put between the roof and floor. The scroll that they add, this is known as volute, and it's actually a symbol for curling leaf, and it's a huge icon for a lot of Greek and Roman architecture. Because of the limitations of Minecraft's blocks, though, it's hard to copy its shape, but on larger builds makes a great entrance, and when gigantic can elicit the feeling of a really powerful and rich culture. Last is the third pillar in the peak of Greek architecture, the Corinthian order. This pillar adds a lot of details on the top and the base of the pillar, and even the pillar itself. I made this large so you can get an idea what it can kind of look like with more detail. The pillar is carved out in the center, and it's also known as fluting, which gives it a neat texture instead of having that round shape. This pillar is just more complex than the Ionic, but it really fits well when you're making like entrances or long walkways. When you use these pillars, I really recommend that you go large and do some research on a lot of buildings. There's one that's called the Pantheon. You can actually find it online. It's all over the place. It has really nice walkways that use actually Doric style pillars along, and then you hit the inside of the building and it has more complexity. Same with the St. Peter's Basilica. I really recommend taking some research on those before you start something big. But you should also take for granted that the Ionic and Corinthian pillars won't work in Minecraft too well because they're kind of complex, and when you're going small, say let's say you're building like some Greek style house, it won't work as well. But the first pillar is universal, and it's simple, so you can pretty much use that in any way. Alright, so what I've done here is I put all my stuff together. I took the pillars, the Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian order, and I just kind of formed them into a little bit of a walkway. And you can see how they actually impact your building a lot, and knowing these small things can really help. Even though that they're better for building big, you can use them in small things, which I probably will show in a future video when I do some building. But I just wanted to do like maybe a little history lesson, because I've always found history and architecture very interesting, and it's kind of a little passion of mine, so I thought I'd show you guys that. And I wanted to say one more thing, is that I've been gone for a while, and I know there's a few of you who've been watching me, and I just want to apologize about my absence. I have been in school and college, and it really takes up all my time. But I want to dedicate at least a tiny bit of my weekend to this, and if you do like it, please like and subscribe. And I have some good friends who are starting a server up, and I'd recommend checking them out. I'll put them in the description and everything. So I'll see y'all later, and have a good one.